Welcome back to Rise to Ruins. This is Shenorai, and we are starting on day 2. Now, if I remember correctly, yesterday, or not yesterday, but the last time, we more or less went through our first night. We started some stuff, probably overburdened our citizens, as I often wind up doing. And we have our citizens toiling away. Several of them are still homeless, which is something I can't really help at the moment. What other issues do we have? 13 buildings are damaged due to last night's raid. One villager is confused, 4 villagers are unhappy. The confusion will pass. They probably just saw us, like, moving things around, because, let's be honest, if you saw like a massive tree or a massive rock just like lift up into the sky and then drop onto something that you were trying to build, I'd be confused too. Let's see, too many buildings under construction. No homes. I call shenanigans, because there are several homes that are, well, at least in production. So when those are done, then that should be, well, a thing. I'll go ahead and put this on double speed again because of OBS. So it will be almost up to what it would normally play. Okay, so we have our crystillery, which still requires the lumber yard. We got a lumber shack started. The lumber mill is the one that's going to need to be completed before that can even get started. And ancillary, it's going to need some logs. Actually, this is going to be finished before too long as well. So when that is done, we are, well, housing or no, we're going to see if we can up our population a little bit. And there are various ways to do that. The main ways, I suppose, is to keep a few villagers freed so they can, have time to fool around. We do need to build a clinic, because that is going to help with our birth rate. And let's be honest, there's, like, historically speaking, it actually got to a point where people didn't quite realize that, hey, you kind of need to wash your hands if you are going to be handling corpses and then going to go help with a birth. I shit you not. Hand washing to avoid germs was not common knowledge in about the time this was set up. It looks like the corruption has spread a little bit. We do have some more undead that are just kind of lingering around, and this corruption honestly is not going to stop. Not anytime soon. Let's see, we got some cacti that are growing there, we got some crystals. It looks like up here would have been another half decent place to start if I wanted to start from scratch, but I wanted to be lazy rather than start from scratch. So, there we go. Let's see, no one has touched the food yet. And we still have some other work to do yet. Let's go on ahead, confusion aside, and help out with our settlement here. Plunk down a labor golem. Because by the time that finishes up, we'll be able to put down a clinic, we'll be able to put down a few other things that we are going to need. Let's see, and while that golem is working, I shall also, oh, come on, add to the ancillary over here. I'm probably like completely butchering the name and not realizing it now that I think of it. See, the makeshift bow tower, that's doing okay. We do need to get that done so we can also build defenses over in this area, because as the last video showed, the undead basically just follow this land down to about here and then cross over here in order to get to our town. Now, I don't think we have quite enough population to be able to build too much further outside of our town than that. I actually do plan to stick a gate there. And, how's it looking over here? I mean, it looks okay. We could use the room, and we should probably block off that water as well. So we'll give that, space it out to about there. Oh, it's raining again. I don't think I have any rain collectors. Do I? No, but that'll be another thing on the list. I have such a huge list of things to do. Let's see, are those cleared? Almost. Okay. I think I can finish that stone wall. I know curtain walls are more preferred to the stone walls, but at the moment I don't think I have the resources to deal with actual curtain walls. Would you put it down? Why do you not want to? Is there still some wood there that I'm missing? Doesn't look like it. I don't know. I'll figure something out with that. Oh, auto-saving? Oh, no, I guess it's just going on to the next track. Alright. Looks like we do have some farmers over here harvesting the wild plants, which is good. The sooner that we get our kitchen up, the better. Oh, hello. Is that a thing? No, that's just a puddle. That got my hopes up. But yes, the sooner the kitchen is done, the sooner we can get some rations, and that will actually help stretch our food out a little bit longer. Now, even though I'm pretty sure the other golem is still out and about. Oh, come on. I'm going to plunk this one down anyway. Put it down here by the wood. Okay. We're in need of wood and planks. Oh goodness. That thunder is loud. We need one more log for that makeshift housing and then they'll be done. Do you have the log or are you building on? I think you're building on. What are you carrying? Oh, you are carrying the last log. Thank you. And that will take care of the housing issue for the moment. Because I think the makeshift housing only houses 4 initially. Speaking of, yeah. Okay, so what we can do here is upgrade this, and we have 3 options here. We can either just keep going straight down the middle with the standard housing. Looks like it adds on a housing capacity of 3. Sleep speed is about 5% better, happiness is better, health regeneration's a little better. There's high quality housing, which only increases the housing capacity by 1, but it has more storage in it. It has a 10% sleep speed, 3 to the happiness and 3 to the regeneration boosts, which are nice. Or if we are really struggling with, just getting people in, we can more or less turn this into a boarding house. And it will increase the housing capacity by 8, but it doesn't have most of the nice home bonuses. It's just a lack of sleep is what people wind up getting, and that's probably going to eat up in the happiness. The storage is massive in there. But I think for the time being, we're just going to go standard. And probably the same with this one as well. That will bring each of those up to 7 each, so I'll be able to house our initial 14. We are going to need to plunk down 1 more house. Let's see, who's done here? That is still waiting on builders by the look of it. What are you running away from? I do not know what they're running away from. Alright, so how are resources looking? Stone's at 143, so we can actually drop our miner down by 1 and shuffle someone over to be a builder instead. Let's see, we are still lacking in food as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, we are still going to need a lot of wood. But for the time being, that either that guy is just gonna be laid off for the time being, sadly, or he gets to be builder. Either way, I don't know how the priorities work in this job situation. Okay, so let's go on ahead, plunk down another labor golem over here by the stone, and I'm sure he'll figure out something to do with all that. I probably should be putting down like a main street somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure how the roads work. I think the roads are supposed to be here, and I have not gotten to a point where I felt I needed it. Just another thing to slap onto the to-do pile, really. Alright, let's go on ahead. Push this up to the top so that the builders will drop what they're doing essentially and go over to that. So again, we need 2 more logs for the ancillary. Let's confuse some people. And then that gets to be second priority. Just for now. We can mess around with priorities later. Actually, what are the current building priorities? Population, building list. Let's see, mining facility, bullet tower, which has been paused. Let's bring the stone wall up. Oh, okay, autosave. Bring the kitchen up. Lumber mill, you've got to go up there too. Let's see, barracks, yes, that definitely needs to go up as well. Because if we can get a barracks in before night falls, then we will at least have... What are you doing? Not sure how the well got mixed up in that, but okay. But yeah, if we can get some barracks in, then we will have some form of mobile defense. It may not be as good as the golems that we can eventually get, but one thing at a time. Ah, it did it again. Think I'm just clicking too fast. Alright, so the settlement and ancillary have been taken care of. So we can actually drop down those priorities for now. Still think about upgrading them, but dropping the priority regardless. Okay, so let's get rid of this list. Schedule that for an upgrade regardless. Schedule that for an upgrade. Okay, now where are our barracks? Right there. Alright, let's go into civics. And get a clinic going. And I mean, on one hand, considering civics has a large impact on the population, I don't want it to be too close to where the monsters come in, but I also don't want it to be too far away from where the troops usually reside. Probably a bad idea. I'm gonna plunk it back here. I can always make another one later. Let's see, Courier Station Maintenance Building. That one does sound good. Let's go ahead and make this maintenance building. Well, that does require more boards though. But it will also have people specifically designated to repair damaged buildings. You know, I haven't yet to actually mess with the marketplace. So I'm gonna plunk one of these down, bring it down here. Well, eventually I'll bring it down there. For now, housing. Let's put one regular house down in this area. And then we'll build a doggo house. Why are we building dog houses? Mostly because they actually do wind up coming in a little bit later on. But at the same time, if you don't have a place for a doggo to stay, then they will wind up occupying some space in the regular housing. Now, I'm not really sure how many slots I got left, but I do need where are you? Actually, yeah. Defense. You know, let's have Crystal Golem Combobulator. Plunk you there. Miscellaneous. Recombobulator Tower, Lightning Rod. Oh wow. That is some big protection against lightning. That's nice. Okay, Well, I suppose I shouldn't build it too close to where these crops regrow. And speaking of, nah, I don't have enough energy to motivate land. I need more people before I can do that. Let's just build a labor golem there. And speaking of magic, let's have our essence collector here. And then we can save space our recombobulator here. And as for these crystals that they're demanding, I know we don't have anyone at the moment to harvest the crystals. But since no one is looking that I'm aware of, then I can cheat a bit. The crystals can regrow just like plants can. Okay, so that is the start for the essence collector. And this can actually fuel other things as well. Let's see what we got here. Got 19 out of 20. Okay, so this is where the cap is. Hey, we've got some mating going on. That is awesome. Alright, so that is our building cap. We can currently assign 3 more. And we can also have up to 3 ancillaries up. That is actually something that we could do. Let's see, civics. Have another ancillary. And just because I'm going to stick it down here, like away from the nonsense going on up here. Marketplace will be down here too. Sure. And food and water. Let's go ahead and get another farm going. I honestly don't remember how many farms we currently have. Yeah, it looks like it's just the one. We definitely need more. Actually, should we? Nah. It's gonna be right over the wood, and I wouldn't be able to record that anyway, I don't think. Okay, so let's go on ahead and crank these up to the top of the list as well. We got some flirting going on. What have we got here? What? I'm not a guy. What is this? Oh, that is hilarious. Ray, do you just like have a thing in your name pool where it finds the username? Because that is hilarious. Well, apparently my wife is Jasmine. I am fine with this. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Alright, what else we got going on here? The crystal harvestry. Why do I keep coming across that? It has no available boards. We need to get the mill up before we can even consider that. Speaking of, we are currently looking at this being the top priority because fuck it, we need it. As we can't exactly have our boyer, excuse me, do a whole lot without the lumber mill going. So. I got enough to go home? No. Alright, so we've got a load of young. You know what? Just because I came across myself on there, kind of gender bent, I guess. Oh Oh, hey, we've got nomads. Yay! Now we have 4 people available, so let's go on ahead. Water we should have plenty of. We'll stick one of y'all to be an organizer. And I think I'll just leave the other one alone. We'll have 3 people to worry about as far as that goes. Where is... there you are. Let's bump you up to the top as well. So the lumber mill is second, but the clinic is first, and you probably need a clinic more than... well, okay, maybe not quite more, but population... for population's sake, we need the clinic. Anyway, back to my moment of curiosity. Where is the population list? Here we go. Oh, there's 2 of me. Okay. Okay. So, we have, Shenorai Latiker, I guess? Married to Jasmine, is one of the water masters, which I find hilarious because I'm Aquarius, I'm a water bearer. So there's that, and then there is Shenorai Silverskin, currently mated with Mortar. Interesting, okay. One of the builders, which I suppose fitting as well, because I do enjoy building things. Interesting. Okay, so we also have Margaret Taylor. Not married yet, hopefully one day for her. She's currently a farmer. We have Pamela Johnson over here. She is married to Bergolt. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because these... I mean, I'm sure that these are, like, Middle European inspired as far as the names go. But, yeah, I'm just an American with knowledge of some Asian phonetics, so this is kind of in left field as far as I'm concerned. And then you have ones like Ron Reagan over here. Let's see, Ron Reagan the lumberjack, and currently moving resources back and forth to the shack. That's fine. We got Pamela Crane. She is married to Virgil, and she's also a builder. We have Kayla Flavi. Okay, sure. She's one of the organizers and is just kind of dicking around by the look of it. There you go. Now you know you're being watched, so you stop and actually do something. Alright. Let's see. There is Jasmine, who is my wife. She's a miner. And we have Mortar, who's my husband. He's a builder, which that kind of makes... I suppose that makes sense, you know. Get close to someone in the workplace. And we have Chloe Savigny, yes. Chloe, who is a farmer, not married to anyone just yet. Local Akagem, that is my best guess. One of the organizers. Eddie Young is just one of the villagers, so this is basically someone who's dicking around for the most part. But hopefully she will... yeah, hopefully she will find someone. And we have another Slocum over here, Slocum Nolan, who is our Fletcher. And we have Virgil Crane, Pamela's husband, another villager, so he's just kind of, you know, he's just kind of digging around as well. We got Bergolt Johnson, who's Pamela's husband, also a villager. And then we have Nuke-ificate? Like testificates, like Minecraft? Nah, probably not. But yeah, Nuke here is an organizer and is delivering things back and forth. Well, that sated that curiosity. Switch the list over to see what else we have. Okay, so alright, so let's go on ahead and pick through here. Put the clinic up at the very top, along with the barracks, kitchen, crystal harvestry, and shove the walls up there too. So do that in reverse order. And yeah, the essence collector is gonna have to be up there too, along with the crystal golem combobulator, because basically we have our defense, healing, that kind of stuff. And it is currently the evening on day 2, so we have a bit of a long night ahead of us, I think. Alright, let's go ahead and check on this kind of production. Bows and arrows. You know what? Let's go on ahead and make 10 more bows. Whoa, not quite that much. Okay, let's try this again. Nope. Okay, apparently holding down shift and clicking on a thing actually bumps up to infinity. We do not need infinity bows. That's Minecraft again. Alright. What we got here? That is... oh, tower ammunition. We've got... what are you? Medkit. Requires silk. Make as many as you can. Let's see the boards. That's alright. What are you? Rations. That, make as many as you can. Bandages, make as many as you can. Okay. I think that's it for the resource management for the moment. Let's go ahead and take a quick look around the world map real quick. See if any more loot boxes and random stuff pop up. Actually, speaking of loot boxes, did that stuff that we spawned or unlocked ever get picked up? I can't tell. I would presume that they did, but picked up by who? I don't know. That's a concerning bit, because now the corruption is out to here. Oh, saving? Yep. Okay, hey, the clinic has been completed. Awesome. Let's see, the warriors are doing fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and set this up for an upgrade because reasons. And since we have 3 available, we'll have 2 people as medics. And one of those guys will just kind of hang out for now. Let's see, that needs cut stone, which we won't be able to provide just yet. Alright. Oh. There's another autosave, that's fine. Let's go ahead and plunk down a crystal golem, or not crystal, labor golem there. I got crystals on the mine, because I'm going to grab some here and drop it here. hate how confused these people get. I mean, granted, they're seeing crystals being, like, flung at a tower, so of course they're going to be very confused and in a bit of a tizzy. Gather a bit more essence at a time. Alright. That just needs one more stone, and then that will be good. Ooh, dusk has arrived. And I don't think we are anywhere near ready. Did I just knock the guy out? Look. I may have just knocked someone out. I can't tell. The percentage is in the way. I did. Sorry, Pamela. Oh, she'll get over it, hopefully. I mean, she was only knocked out by a rock. She'll be fine. Oh shit, I ran out of energy. I just dropped the rock. Okay, how are our barracks looking? 87%. Let's bump this up to being top priority. And hopefully we'll be able to get some troops available. We'll only have 6 to play with at first, but with how close these guys currently are to where the monsters keep coming in, I'm hoping that they will be able to deal with those forces. And actually, 21 out of 22, we do have enough space for one more thing. So what I'm going to do is go down to the walls and assign a gate here. Mostly because I have been meaning to do that, but I haven't quite gotten around to it. Okay, so with evening coming to a close, who can I spare? I could probably spare 1 or 2 of the organizers, pull them back. I know they're ferrying, you know, things around, but we do need people to be on guard duty. Okay, builders, let's go ahead and pull a couple of you back. Farmers, I really do not want to pull away from the farmers, but I feel I may have to. First, okay, hopefully that will be enough. And actually we'll just have the miners take a break for the night. And yeah, I may as well pull back on 1 of the farmers as well. That way we can have our guards. Let's see, did I put the full 6? If I didn't, I did now. But yeah, that way I can have the guards. I can still have a couple people on the side and hopefully, well, able to do things. I don't know why I pressed escape there, but I did. Okay, upgrade the barracks. And hopefully, since we did this at dusk, oh no, we've already got some headless heading this way. Hopefully someone has grabbed a sword by now. Oh no, the tower's got its attention. Very good. Very nice. Let's gather some of that energy. Alright. Give me that sweet, sweet energy. Okay, and hopefully we'll be able to put down some towers. Like, you'll have the golem tower here, but hopefully we'll have one like right here, one here, you know, further along. And then have some kind of maze going, but we'll have to see how this goes. As I know the monsters do get tougher as we go along. But yeah, since they do get tougher as we go along, eventually we will need to be able to have better means to be able to defend ourselves, which will require upgrading these said walls. But of course, the trouble with walls is they are an immovable defense. Okay, that's going to need 12 more crystals, but more importantly, yes, we do need a little bit more. Just a wee bit more before we can summon a golem. Oh. Okay, the essence collector has been completed though. The energy is pitifully low at the moment, but you can borrow some of that energy, put down a holy golem for the moment, and it should be able to help with a few things. It is very dark. I am going to have to put down some fireplaces eventually, but sadly those take up building slots, which it's a pain in the... It's a bit of a pain, to be honest. Because it doesn't mean that if you want to be able to see in certain areas, then you can't have the buildings you need. And honestly, that's one of the things that I like about this game, is because of the limitations that it gives you, and you have to make the best of what you are given. It's part of the challenge of the game. Granted, I'm playing on survival rather than classic, but there's also a nightmare version, which I shudder to think of what would be behind that curtain. Okay, so let's see what else we've got coming down. I can't tell. It's too dark for me to actually see what is going on. Alright, so since we have the one holy golem running about, it should be safe to spare some energy to help build the golem combobulator. More energy, please, thank you. Okay. Knock that up to top priority because why not? Alright, what else do we have at the moment? That's population, that's efficiency, which I'll be honest, the village efficiencies actually do change from season to season. We are currently in spring. Global speed is +4 at the moment. Building speed is +7 at the moment. And ooh, it's a chilly night. Okay. The harvest speed and refining speed does change as we get more facilities up. How's our data views? That we can take a look at later. Still got too many buildings. 5 are in combat. Okay, they're no longer in combat. They were probably all right there. So give me that. Yeah, we got 2 who are homeless, 2 who are unhappy, 13 buildings are still damaged. Oh, 1 villager is unhappy. That's better. And of course the consistent problem of too many buildings under construction, which is player error, not game error. Okay. Essence collector is done. We can actually bump this down. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll bump those back up in a bit. Okay, let's grab some more of that crystal. Okay, and then that will be done before too long. Okay, that will be for our gate. Now, since it's so dark right now, I honestly can't see where else any monsters have been coming in. And honestly, more should be coming in fairly soon. What are you? Nope. As I realize that it's still like early night. But you know, there should have been more than just that one wave. Night 2, I know, but still. Oh, saving. Okay. And okay, the golem combobulator has been completed. Very good. Now what this does, as you can see, it is drawing the energy from our collector over there. And once it gathers enough energy, I think it's 500 at a time, then it is able to create a golem out of crystal, essentially. Now, me personally, I love these things because they have a ranged weapon. So when you see them wandering around and they spot a enemy, you know, one of the undead, they can just start throwing crystal darts at them, essentially. And it's honestly not bad defense. I do prefer using these to the wood ones, which to me, considering that fire elementals are a thing in the game, wood golems sound like a bad idea. Stone golems maybe a little better, but I don't know if they're any faster than the crystals. But yes, let's... But yeah, we will allow that to gather up the energy. Actually, you know what? We need to get the crystal harvestry up fairly soon. So make that top priority. I heard a doggo. Do we have a doggo? I heard a doggo. Well, if we do wind up taming a dog somewhere, then either the dog itself will just kind of wander around and boost the morale of the villagers, or if they're strong enough, they can actually help with hauling. And it's kind of ridiculous to see this little dog running around with like a stack of 4 stones on its back. It was amazing. Well, there's some of the energy. Release that back into the ether. Ah, this is where they've been going. That explains a few things, actually. Okay, so... Whoop. Oh, yeah, they have been coming down this way. Now that I honestly find a touch weird, because I didn't think that they would bother crossing this area. just because there's so much tar there. I thought that they would, you know, like previous night, just come down this way and just move faster across this land and excuse me, and come down anyway. Well, if that is the way that this is gonna go down, let's go ahead and cut it off there. I hear you, Borfer, but I don't see where you are. Let's see, looks like we got slime and 2 headless. Well, it was 2 headless. Release that into the air and hopefully feed the harvestry. There is one that is coming down and harassing the folks, but some of them do have bows on hand. Very good. And the bow tower is assisting, but look at those guards run on in at the very tail end of the battle. Good job. Alright, release that energy. Okay, good to see that they are actually actively running around and trying to take down the undead. That is very nice. Now, what I can do eventually is build guard towers, and what that will do is it will give the guards like a point to patrol from. So you have two guard towers. I think it should go from one guard tower to the other and back again. Maybe going back to the barracks on occasion. I hear a dog and I don't know where he is. Do I already have one and I didn't know? Population list. And total golems. I don't see a thing there for doggos. Maybe you just don't have a doggo. Honestly, it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird seeing my name on there. I realize it's probably just, you know, pulling from like player data for that, but that is kind of weird. Oh, actually, what other problems we have? Okay, so one monster attacking a building in the village, probably that one. And that is one of the crystal golems. He had some pretty impressive range, actually, because you see how close those I mean, granted, I think they're just regular villagers, but you saw how close those bowmen were compared to the golem. That is some nice range. And of course, whenever you upgrade the crystal crystal golem combobulator, blah, blah, blah. My tongue is combobulated, then you will be able to summon more at a time. At the moment, they can only summon 2. And to be honest, let's see, we will need a stone cuttery for the cut stones. Yeah, that's something that we're going to need to do by the time we upgrade the ancillary again. Hello. Release that energy. Man, that is quite some damage that these guys are able to do, even just the 2 of them. Oh, there's some of the battle going on. They are fighting a slime. Clicka. Clicka boosh, there we go. Pop the slime. And it is saving. Alright. Any others coming in that direction? We do have one that's heading down closer towards the gate, or rather on this side of the wall. This one is coming in to breach this area of the wall. And hopefully as the population... Oh, it is day 3 of spring. Okay. We will go on ahead and let everyone finish off whatever undead feels like hanging out, I guess. And then we will actually go on ahead and call it quits with this game for the time being. Although, since honestly I'm feeling in a good mood right now, so what I could do is show you guys Stonehearth, which is another game that I had previously shown while it was still in beta, but it has been fully released now. And granted, it's a bit of a pity that the developers, as far as I know, have slowed down with the updates, but the modding community has been ridiculous with it. So I can show you just a slew of new features that simply were not around back when I was attempting to stream the Stonehearth. Yeah. So let's go on ahead and do some last minute queuing before calling it quits with this one. So, building list. Okay, harvest tree we'll have up there. Lumber mill, sure, we'll have that upgraded, but have the harvest tree on top. The barracks will have up there, the clinic will have up there, standard housing, makeshift housing, have the ancillary and the settlement up there, and doggo house up there just because why not. Have the kitchen be the very top. Farm and marketplace we can actually bump down a bit. So yeah, that looks like a decent place to stop for the time then. Alright, so I will pop back on in a little bit, but hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Apparently I have made it with my husband down there, which doesn't say much because I also have a wife on here. Yeah, this is getting weird. But yes, that was day 2.